The marketplace on planet Vora was always loud, crowded, and full of strange creatures. But today, the noise felt different. It felt sharper, darker, because a special sale was happening. A blind alien girl was locked inside a cold metal cage, waiting for a buyer. Her name was Lyra. Lyra sat on the floor, her hands tied with rough ropes. She could not see the faces around her, but she could feel their cruel eyes. Every whisper, every laugh, every footstep around her made her heart shake. She had been abandoned by her clan, left with traitors who treated her like an object. A traitor kicked the bars of the cage. "Buy her now," he shouted. "A rare alien bride. Good price." Lyra flinched at the sound. She hugged herself, trying to stay calm. She did not know what would happen to her next. All she knew was fear. Then the crowd suddenly became quiet. Heavy boots hit the ground. A tall alien boss approached. His voice thundered through the marketplace. "If no one buys her today," he growled, "she goes to the mines." Lyra's breath stopped. The mines were a death sentence. She whispered a single word to herself, "Please." No, but she had no one. No clan, no family. No hope. Until a new sound entered the market, a soft voice. A human voice. "I want to see her." Everyone turned. Humans rarely visited this part of the planet. But there he was, Evan, a human mechanic traveling alone. His clothes were dusty from long trips, and his hair was messy, but his eyes were calm and gentle. Unlike the others, he didn't look at Lyra with disgust or greed. He looked at her with curiosity. And something else. Something warm. The traitor laughed. "You want this one? She is blind. Useless." Evan ignored him. He walked closer to the cage. His footsteps were gentle, unlike the others. Lyra heard them and lifted her head slightly. She sensed something different about this newcomer. He did not feel dangerous. Evan knelt beside the cage and placed his hand on the cold bars. Lyra felt warmth for the first time in months. She hesitated, then whispered, Who are you?" Evan's voice stayed soft. "My name is Evan. I'm not here to hurt you." The traitor rolled his eyes. "Come on, human. She's not worth anything. She was abandoned by her own people. She brings bad luck." Lyra's heart tightened. Every time she heard those words, she felt smaller. Weaker. Evan looked at her carefully. Her skin was pale, marked by bruises from the traitors. Her long silver hair was tangled. Her eyes, though blind, glowed softly with a strange blue light. She looked fragile, but also beautiful in a mysterious way. "Why is she being sold?" Evan asked. The traitor shrugged. "She has a strange power she cannot control. Her clan feared her, so they left her. Now we sell her as a bride or send her to the mines." Evan touched the bars again. "A person is not something you sell." The traitor snorted. "She is not a person anymore. She's property." Lyra trembled. She expected Evan to walk away like all others did. But instead, he said something no one expected. "I'll buy her." The crowd gasped. The traitor's jaw dropped. Lyra's breath froze. "Are you serious?" the traitor asked. "Yes," Evan said. "Open the cage." The traitor shrugged, unlocked the cage, and pulled Lyra roughly to her feet. She almost fell, but Evan stepped forward and caught her. His hands were gentle, so gentle that she didn't pull away. "This way," Evan said softly. Lyra held onto his sleeve. She felt safe, but also confused. Why would a stranger help her? As they started to walk away, the alien boss shouted from behind them, "Human! Return her before it's too late. Her clan abandoned her for a reason." Evan stopped. He looked back but did not release Lyra's hand. "What reason?" he asked. The boss only smiled, a dark and knowing smile. "You will see soon. And when it happens, don't blame us." Lyra's body shook. She lowered her head, ashamed. She wished she could disappear. Evan noticed her fear. "Don't listen to them," he whispered. "You're safe with me." But as they left the market, Lyra heard something that filled her with new fear. Footsteps. Soft. Fast. Following them. Someone was watching. Someone wanted her back. The real danger had only just begun. Evan guided Lyra through the crowded streets of the alien marketplace. Even though she could not see anything, she moved carefully, holding the edge of his jacket like it was the only safe thing in this world. Her legs were weak, but she forced herself to keep walking. Around them, the marketplace buzzed with voices shouting, laughing, arguing. But beneath all that noise, Lyra heard something else. Footsteps. Soft, quick, sharp. Someone was following them. Evan did not notice it at first. He was more focused on keeping Lyra steady. She stumbled once, and he held her arm gently, making sure she didn't fall. "You okay?" he asked softly. She nodded, though her voice trembled. "Yes, but someone is behind us." Evan slowed down. He didn't turn his head, but he listened carefully. At first he heard nothing unusual, just the normal sounds of a marketplace. But then came the soft click of boots approaching fast. He whispered, "Stay close." Lyra tightened her grip. They walked faster, weaving through the colorful stalls. Strange alien foods were being cooked. Bright lights flashed from vendor tents, and the smell of spices filled the air. But none of it could hide the presence behind them. The footsteps followed. Evan gently pulled Lyra between two large cargo crates stacked behind a shop. They crouched low, hidden from the main road. Lyra could feel Evan's heartbeat. It was fast but controlled. He wasn't panicking. He was thinking. The footsteps grew louder, then stopped. Lyra held her breath. Two alien voices whispered nearby. "Did you see where she went?" "No, but the boss said not to lose her. If her power awakens, we're all finished." The sound of weapons clicking into place made Lyra's heart drop. Evan gently placed a finger on her hand, telling her to stay calm. The first alien spoke again, louder this time. "If we don't bring the blind girl back, the clan will punish us." The second alien hissed, "Quiet. Humans have sharp hearing." Evan raised an eyebrow. "They're looking for her. But why? What did they mean by her power awakens?" He waited until the footsteps faded in another direction. Only then did he whisper, "They're after you." Lyra lowered her head. I knew they would come." Evan stayed quiet, waiting for her to continue. "I was not only abandoned," she said softly. "I was hunted. They think I'm dangerous. Are you?" he asked gently. Her voice cracked. "I don't know." Evan looked at her with sympathy. "We'll figure it out later. Right now, we have to leave this place." He helped her stand. They moved quickly through a narrow alley behind the shops. The air smelled of metal and burning wires. Strange glowing insects flew overhead like tiny pink fireflies. Lyra used her hands to feel the walls beside her. Every texture, every vibration helped her map the space she couldn't see. Evan noticed how silently she moved, almost like she could sense the world without needing eyes. But their escape was not easy. At the end of the alley, two hunters appeared. Their eyes were glowing red, and each carried a long electric spear. "There!" one shouted. "The girl!" Evan reacted instantly. "Run!" Lyra didn't question him. She trusted his voice more than anything. He pulled her forward as the hunters charged. Energy bolts flew past, hitting the walls and exploding in bursts of bright blue light. Evan dodged left, then right, guiding Lyra with surprising speed. But the hunters were too fast. One spear nearly hit Lyra's shoulder, but suddenly a shockwave exploded around her. A soft blue glow surrounded her body, spreading outward like ripples on water. The hunters were thrown back, their weapons crashing to the ground. Evan stopped, stunned. What was that?" Lyra gasped and held her chest. I didn't do it on purpose. I swear. Evan grabbed her hand again. It saved us. Don't apologize. But the energy around her didn't fade. It hummed softly, vibrating through the air. Lyra was terrified. Her curse was real. Evan saw fear growing in her expression. He gently squeezed her hand. Listen, he whispered. You're not a curse. You're not a monster. Whatever this ability is, we'll understand it together. Lyra swallowed hard. No one had ever said those words to her. They continued running through the back alleys until the market noise faded behind them. Evan led her toward the distant spaceport where his ship waited. The atmosphere changed. The smell of dust replaced the food smells, and the wind grew colder. But before they reached the gate, Lyra froze. Evan turned. What's wrong? Someone is still following us, she whispered. This one feels different. Evan scanned the shadows. A tall figure stepped out, silent, hooded, moving like a ghost. The real chase had just begun. Evan's small transport ship sat hidden behind a row of fuel towers near the spaceport. Its metal surface was scratched and old, but it was strong and fast, strong enough to escape the hunters still searching the streets behind them. When Evan helped Lyra up the ramp, she hesitated. She had never stepped onto a human ship before. The metal felt warm under her feet, and the soft hum of engines whispered through the floor. This is your home? She asked quietly. For now, Evan said with a small smile. And it's safer than the marketplace. He closed the ramp behind them. The door sealed with a soft hiss, shutting out the chaos of planet Vora. Lyra relaxed a little, listening to the gentle echo of the ship's empty corridor. It was peaceful, something she barely remembered feeling. Evan guided her slowly. You can walk freely here, he said. No cages. No ropes. Lyra's fingers touched the walls as they moved. The metal was smooth, and she felt tiny vibrations running through it, like the heartbeat of a living creature. Every sound mattered to her. Every vibration told her a story. Evan opened the small living room door. You can sit, rest, you're safe. Lyra sat carefully on the cushioned seat, surprised by how soft it was. Her legs trembled from exhaustion. Evan placed a warm blanket on her shoulders. She froze for a moment, then whispered, You're very kind. Evan shrugged. It's not kindness. It's basic respect. Something you should have always had. Those words struck Lyra deeply. Respect was something she had never truly been given. Evan stepped toward the small kitchen. I'll make you something to eat. Human food, but safe for you. Lyra nodded and listened to him move around, opening drawers, boiling water, cutting vegetables. The sounds were new but comforting. While he cooked, Lyra explored the room with her other senses. She could smell the metal, the faint scent of oil from Evan's tools, and something warm and soft, Evan's presence. He moved with purpose, calm and steady. She remembered the hunters, the hooded figure, the dangerous chase. But here, inside the ship, her fear slowly melted. Still, the memory of the shockwave she created haunted her. She touched her chest lightly. What is happening to me? When Evan returned with a bowl of warm soup, she tried to hide her worry. He sat beside her and gently placed the bowl in her hands. It's hot, he warned. Be slow. She tasted the soup carefully. Her eyes widened. This is good, Evan laughed. It's simple food. But I'm glad you like it. They ate together in quiet peace. But after a moment, Evan turned serious. Lyra, what happened back in the alley? The shockwave, was that your ability? Lyra's spoon shook. I don't know. It happens when I'm scared. Or in danger. I can't control it. Is that why your clan abandoned you? Lyra's voice broke. They said I carry a dangerous light. They wanted to keep me hidden, but when my eyes changed, when the glow began, They feared me. Evan looked at her glowing eyes, soft blue. And beautiful. I don't fear you, he said softly. Lyra lowered her face. Overwhelmed. Before she could reply, the ship lights flickered. Evan stood up fast. That's not normal. Lyra felt it too, an energy pulse around her, touching the walls, causing a soft vibration. It's me, she whispered. I feel strange. A low humming sound filled the room. Blue light began to shimmer around her hands, faint, like tiny sparks. Lyra, breathe, Evan said, kneeling beside her. You're safe. Nothing is going to hurt you here. But the energy grew stronger. The light spread over her skin, swirling like fog. She panicked and grabbed Evan's arm. I can't stop it. Evan placed his hand over hers. Yes, you can, he whispered firmly. Listen to my voice. Focus on it. Not the fear. His calm voice grounded her. Slowly, the glowing sparks dimmed, fading from her fingers until the room was normal again. Lyra collapsed forward, exhausted. Evan caught her. It's okay, he said, supporting her gently. You did well. Tears fell from her glowing eyes. Why are you helping me? Everyone thinks I'm broken. Evan smiled sadly. Everyone except me. They stayed like that for a moment, Lyra shaking softly, Evan holding her steady. But then a sharp alert sound echoed through the ship. Evan's face changed. That's a scanner. Someone is searching the area. Lyra clutched his sleeve tightly. Is it the hunters? She whispered. Evan moved toward the cockpit. I don't know. But whoever it is, they're getting closer. The engines warmed beneath them. Hold on, Lyra, he said. We're leaving this planet. As the ship lifted from the ground, the spaceport alarms roared outside. Someone didn't want them to escape. Evan's ship shot upward through the dark sky of planet Vora, leaving behind the chaotic marketplace, the hunters, and the danger waiting in the shadows. The engines hummed loudly, shaking the walls as the ship broke through the atmosphere. Inside, Lyra held tightly to her seat. She couldn't see the stars outside, but she could feel the vibration change when they entered space. It felt colder, quieter, almost lonely. Evan checked the radar again and again. Still searching for us, he muttered. They're not giving up. Lyra lowered her head. They never do. Evan looked over at her. Why, Lyra? Why are they so desperate to get you back? She didn't answer. Her fingers twisted the blanket on her lap. She looked small, fragile, and full of memories she didn't want to face. Evan sat beside her. You're safe here, he said softly. You don't have to hide anything from me. She took a slow breath. My clan. They were powerful. One of the oldest alien families in our region. Everyone respected them. They had strong energy abilities. They believed in purity, perfection. Evan listened carefully. But I was born different, Lyra continued. Blind, my eyes glowed from the moment I opened them. They thought it was a sign of a broken child. Evan's hands tightened on the armrest. That's not broken. That's special. Lyra almost smiled, but the sadness was stronger. When I was young, strange things happened around me. Lights would flicker. Objects moved when I was scared. My clan panicked. They said I carried a dangerous light they couldn't control. So they hid me, locked me away. Evan clenched his jaw. They imprisoned a child. She nodded slowly, but when I turned 15, everything changed. A bright energy burst from me. It destroyed a part of the sanctuary wall. No one was hurt, but they said I was a threat to the whole clan. Her voice shook. So they abandoned me in the marketplace, sold me to traders, told them I was cursed. Evan felt anger burn inside him, not at her, but at the cruelty she had faced. You didn't deserve any of that, he said. Lyra touched the edge of her seat. I was alone for so long. I thought, maybe they were right. Maybe I am dangerous. You saved us from the hunters, Evan reminded her. Your power protected us. But I can't control it. She cried. What if I hurt you too? Evan shook his head. Lyra, listen to me. Your power reacts to fear. Not anger. Not hate. Fear. If you feel safe, it won't explode. And I will never let anything hurt you. Lyra's lips parted as if she wanted to believe him. But belief was not easy for someone who had never known kindness. Before she could reply, the ship's communication screen lit up. A hologram crackled alive. Evan froze. Lyra gasped. The image was tall, cold, and dressed in ceremonial armor. A glowing symbol on his chest matched the same. Soft blue glow in Lyra's eyes. It was the clan elder. His voice echoed through the ship deep. Powerful and frightening. Human, he said. You have taken something that belongs to us. Evan stepped in front of Lyra protectively. She's not a thing. She's a person. The elder ignored him, returned the girl. She carries a power she cannot control. If she awakens fully, she will become a danger to every world she touches. Lyra trembled behind Evan. No. Please, don't take me back. The elder's gaze shifted to her. Lyra, come home. Your bloodline is sacred. You were born with a rare inner light, but your blindness makes you unstable. You cannot survive without the clan. Evan glared at the hologram. She survived without you barely. You left her in a cage. The elder's expression did not change. We did what was necessary. Necessary? Evan repeated angrily. You abandoned her. The elder's eyes glowed brighter. We protected the galaxy. That girl carries a power that can destroy cities. You do not understand what she is. Lyra covered her ears. Stop, please. Stop. Evan moved closer to her. You don't have to listen to them. The elder's voice darkened. You think you can shelter her, human. Soon her light will awaken. And when it does, she will tear your ship apart. Evan tightened his fists. Then teach her. Help her. Don't hunt her. We did help her, the elder replied coldly. We kept the galaxy safe from her. Evan stood firm. She's not a weapon. She's a girl who needs compassion. The elder paused, then spoke with finality. We will reclaim her. One way or another. The hologram vanished. Lyra collapsed into Evan's arms, shaking. I don't want to go back. Don't let them take me. Evan wrapped his arms around her, holding her tight. I won't, he whispered. I promise. But deep in the ship, a warning alarm activated. Multiple ships were approaching. Her clan was coming. The ship's alarm screamed through the quiet cabin, turning the warm moment between Evan and Lyra into sudden fear. Red lights flashed across the ceiling, and the engine hum deepened as Evan rushed into the cockpit. Lyra followed slowly, feeling the vibrations of danger in the floor. What's happening? She whispered. Evan scanned the radar, his eyes narrowing. 3 ships. Getting closer fast. Lyra felt her heart sink. My clan? No, Evan said. These ships are smaller, faster hunters. She froze. They found us. Evan tightened his jaw. Strap in. Hold on. The ship shook violently as the first attack blast hit their rear panel. Sparks burst from the control board, and smoke drifted through the cabin. Lyra covered her head, trembling. Evan. I'm here. He shouted back, gripping the controls. I won't let them take you. The attackers circled around them like wolves hunting a wounded animal. The space outside glowed with thin lines of laser fire. Each hit sounded like thunder against the metal shell. Lyra reached out and grabbed Evan's shoulder. You can't fight them alone. I don't plan to, he said through clenched teeth. But I can lose them. He pushed the ship into a steep dive. Gravity pulled them downward, and Lyra gasped as her stomach rose into her chest. She clung to her seat, trembling with every jolt. Another blast hit the right wing. The whole ship tilted sideways. Evan struggled to steady it. "Come on, hold together." Lyra sensed his stress. Even though she couldn't see his face, she felt the way his hands shook against the thruster controls. She reached forward and gently laid her fingers on his arm. "Evan, I'm here." He didn't look at her, but he breathed a little easier. A loud beeping noise filled the cockpit. "They're locking onto us," Evan said. "Missile incoming." Lyra's heart raced. She felt the strange pulse inside her chest, the same dangerous energy she feared so much. "Evan." "My power." "Don't," he said quickly. "Not unless you have to." It could overload the ship. But outside, the Hunter missiles streaked closer, leaving bright white trails behind them. The ship couldn't take another hit. The alarm screamed again, closer. "Faster." Evan shut his eyes for 1 second. "Lyra, if you feel anything at all, you let it out." Her breath trembled. "What if I hurt you?" "You won't," he said firmly. "I trust you." Those words struck her like lightning. No one had ever trusted her power. Not even herself, but Evan did. The Hunters fired again. The missile shot straight toward them. Lyra stood from her seat, holding onto the cockpit door for balance. Her whole body trembled. The blue glow in her eyes brightened. "I don't want to hurt anyone," she whispered. "But I want to save him." Her fingers shook as she raised her hands. A warm energy rippled through her palms, soft, unstable, growing quickly. "Lyra?" Evan asked, watching her in awe. She felt the missile coming, not through sight, but through vibration. The air pressure changed. The metal walls tensed. She could feel its deadly speed. Her power burst out. A glowing blue wave shot from her body, passing through the ship's frame without damaging it. Outside, the wave expanded in all directions like a silent explosion. The missile froze mid-space, then shattered into dust. The Hunter's ship spun wildly, hit by the force of Lyra's blast. Their engines flickered. One crashed into another, spiraling away into the dark. The third lost control and vanished behind a field of asteroids. Silence followed. A deep, heavy silence. Lyra collapsed to her knees, exhausted. Her body felt empty, like the energy had drained everything inside her. Evan unbuckled and rushed to her, catching her before she fell. "Lyra, are you okay?" She tried to speak, but her voice cracked. I didn't mean to do it so strong." Evan pulled her into his arms. "You saved both of us, but I could have destroyed the ship." "You didn't," he said. "You controlled it. That was you, not your fear." She leaned into him, trembling. "But they won't stop coming." Evan looked out the window at the drifting debris of the destroyed Hunters. "No," he said quietly. "They won't." He lifted her into a seat again, securing her gently. "But I'm not giving you up," he continued. "Not to Hunters. Not to traitors. Not even to your clan." Lyra felt warmth spread in her chest, something softer than her power, something deeper than fear. "Why?" she whispered. Evan sat beside her, his voice steady. "Because you deserve freedom. And because I care about you." Lyra's breath caught. No one had ever said those words to her. Before she could respond, the radar blared again. More ships. Bigger ones. Her clan had arrived. The clan ships drifted behind Evan's small vessel like silent giants, cold, powerful, impossible to outrun. Their lights glowed harshly across the darkness, painting the stars in sharp white. Evan's ship trembled as he pushed the engines harder than ever. Inside, Lyra lay weak on the seat, her breaths shallow after using so much power. Evan kept glancing at her while steering. "You're going to be okay," he said softly, trying to sound calm for her sake. Lyra nodded slowly, but her body felt empty. I feel cold, she whispered. Evan reached out and covered her trembling hand. We'll get somewhere safe. Just hold on. But the clan ships were closing the distance. Their shadows swallowed the light around Evan's vessel. A low rumble echoed across space, the sound of massive engines preparing for something bigger. They're scanning us, Evan muttered. They want to disable our ship. Lyra felt a shiver crawl down her spine. They won't stop. Not until they take me. Evan squeezed her hand gently. They'll have to go through me first. Lyra's heart warmed, but her mind swirled with fears she had carried for years. Her clan believed her blindness made her unstable. They believed her power would destroy their world. They believed she was a danger, but Evan believed in her. A sudden shock hit the ship, an energy pulse from the clan's cruiser. The lights flickered. The engine coughed. Gravity shifted. Evan gripped the console. They're trying to shut us down. Lyra tried to sit up, but her body felt heavy, as if gravity itself pushed her back. Evan, I can't feel my legs. It's the pulse. Don't panic. But Lyra was panicking, not from the pulse, but from something else. Something happening inside her. Her chest glowed faintly beneath her, clothes soft blue light pulsing like a heartbeat. Evan, she whispered. Something is happening. He turned quickly, eyes widening. Her glowing eyes were brighter than he had ever seen. Lyra, what's wrong? Talk to me, I feel. Everything, she whispered in awe. She raised her shaking hand. The blue light wrapped around her fingers. But unlike before, it was gentle, controlled, warm. I'm not scared. But I can feel the ship. Feel the space around us. Her breath caught. I can. Almost. See. Evan froze. What do you mean, see? She touched the wall with her fingertips. I see vibrations, energy, shapes, but not with my eyes. It's like a picture in my mind. Evan stared, amazed. Your power. It's awakening. Lyra tilted her head. Her blind eyes focused somewhere beyond the room. There are 3 clan ships, she whispered. One on our left, one behind us, and one above. Evan's eyes widened. That's exactly right. How did you know that? I don't know. She whispered. It's like the darkness has cracks, and light is coming through. She raised her hand again, feeling the world differently now. The energy didn't explode. It danced softly, moving with her breath instead of fear. But the clan ships were not waiting. A deep metal voice echoed across their system. Lyra of the Silver Clan, surrender now. Lyra winced at the sound, her body tensing. No, she whispered. Not again. I won't go back. Evan stood up and positioned himself between her and the control panel, as if shielding her from the voice. She's not yours anymore, he said sharply. Stay away from her. The voice continued without emotion. Human, you do not understand. Her power is awakening. Soon even you cannot survive near her. Lyra's hands shook. The light flickered. Evan knelt in front of her, taking both her hands. Lyra, look at me. Her glowing eyes lifted toward his voice. You're not dangerous, he said. You're strong. You're learning control. I see it. I feel it. But what if they're right? She whispered. What if I hurt you? You won't. His voice was steady. You just saved my life, remember? Lyra's lips trembled. I don't want to be a monster. Evan shook his head firmly. You're not a monster. You're someone who lived in darkness too long. Now your light is finally waking up. Lyra inhaled shakily. The blue glow steadied. And then, something beautiful happened. She blinked, for a moment. Just a moment. She saw Evan. Not clearly. Not fully. But she saw the shape of his face, the outline of his shoulders, the warm glow around him. Her breath caught. I saw you, Evan." Evan froze, disbelief filling his eyes. "You?" "What?" "Your outline," she whispered, tears forming. "You're warm. Like a soft light." Evan's heart pounded. She was beginning to see, but there was no time to celebrate. The clan's weapons charged outside. Evan looked at the radar. His face hardened. "They're preparing to board us." Lyra grabbed his arm, fear returning. "What do we do?" Evan stared at the massive ships closing in. "We fight," he said. "But not with weapons." He looked at Lyra. "We fight with your light." Lyra's eyes glowed brighter than the stars. Her true power was only beginning. The clan ships surrounded Evan's small vessel like giant shadows blocking the stars. Their white lights pierced the darkness, forming a cage around him and Lyra. The air inside the cockpit felt heavy, tight, almost suffocating. Lyra sat with her hands glowing softly, her breath unsteady but calm enough to keep the energy under control. Evan stood in front of her, shielding her with his body, even though both of them knew his protection meant nothing against 3 warships. "Evan," Lyra whispered, sensing the fear vibrating from him. "You should leave me. Save yourself." He turned sharply. "Lyra, don't say that. I'm not leaving you. Not now. Not ever." Her heart tightened. "Even if they take me by force?" "They won't," Evan said, voice low and firm. "Not while I'm still breathing." Before either could say more, a loud echo thundered through the ship. A message. The clan elder himself appeared on the hologram again. Tall, stern, emotionless. "Lyra," he said, voice cold as ice. "Your power has awakened. You are unstable. Return to us before you destroy that human." Evan stepped forward. "She won't destroy me. You're the ones who wanted her locked away." "Not me." The elder's eyes narrowed. "You speak of things you do not understand, human. She carries a dangerous light." Evan spread his arms in front of Lyra. "No, she carries a beautiful light. A gift you were too afraid to accept." Silence fell. Then the elder raised his hand. "Prepare to board their vessel." Lyra gasped. "They're coming inside." Evan gripped the controls. "Then we don't let them." But before he could do anything, Lyra slowly stood up. Her legs were weak, her breath shaky, but her eyes, those glowing blue eyes, were filled with something new. Courage. "Evan," she whispered, "I don't want to run anymore." He turned, shocked. "Lyra, what are you saying?" She touched his hand. "Thank you. For showing me kindness. For treating me like a person. For trusting me when no one else ever did." Her voice trembled. "But if I keep running, you'll always be in danger because of me." Evan grabbed her shoulders firmly. "Listen to me. I don't care how strong they are. I'm not giving you to them. I don't care if you destroy 1,000 ships." "Don't say that," she whispered sadly. "I don't want destruction." Her voice softened. "I want freedom. And I want you." Evan froze. Her words hit harder than any weapon. Before he could reply, the metal floor vibrated. The clan ships were locking onto them with beams of white light. Lyra stepped forward, facing the hologram. "Elder," she said, voice steady. "Look at me." Her glowing eyes lifted. For the first time, she didn't look afraid. "You always feared my power. You always called me broken. But you were wrong." Energy flowed around her hands, soft and steady, like a calm river instead of a storm. "I'm not unstable," she said. "I'm becoming stronger. Because someone believed in me." Evan stared at her with awe. The elder watched in silence. "You cannot control your light," he said finally. "You are a danger to yourself." Lyra shook her head. "No, I can control it now." She raised her hand. Blue energy filled the cockpit, warm, peaceful, beautiful. Evan felt it wash through him like a soft breeze. She turned toward him. I see you again. More clearly now. Her voice broke. You're the first person I ever truly saw. Evan's breath caught. Then Lyra faced the hologram again. I will not return to a place that locked me in darkness. I will not go back to fear. The Elder's eyes glowed brighter. You leave us no choice. The clan ships charged their weapons. Evan shouted, Lyra, get down. But she didn't move. Her light flared bright, pure, and powerful, not wild. Not dangerous, controlled. A wave of blue energy burst from her body, flowing through the ship like gentle fire. It passed through the walls, out into space, and washed over the clan ships. Instead of destroying them, the light showed them something. Memories, Lyra's pain, her loneliness, her rejection, her hope, Evan's kindness, her first moment of trust, her first moment of feeling loved, her truth. The Elder stumbled back, shocked. His voice shook. Lyra. I did not know. Lyra whispered, tears glowing on her cheeks. You never tried to know. Silence followed. Then, slowly, the clan ships powered down their weapons. The Elder lowered his head. You are no longer bound to us. Your path is yours. The hologram faded. Evan turned to Lyra just as her glowing body weakened. She fell forward, and he caught her gently in his arms. Lyra, are you okay? Her voice was soft. I'm tired. But I'm free. Evan hugged her tightly, relief pouring through him. You did it. You really did it. Lyra smiled weakly, resting her head against his chest. And you? You gave me something I never had. What? He whispered. She held his hand gently. Love. Evan's eyes softened. And you have mine. Always. In the quiet of space, surrounded by stars and the remains of a battle won not with violence, but with truth, Lyra finally felt something she had never known. A future filled with light.